Jay's Littleman, welcome back to the channel. I've been on XDefiant for probably one of the last times for a while, mainly trying to essentially just stop playing the game. It is currently in the sunset process, and it is shutting down June 3rd, 2025. That is when the servers are going offline. Mainly looking back and reflecting in this video, though, of the short lifespan XDefiant has had. XDefiant fully released May 21st of this year, 2024. With that release, came some insane numbers. This post going all the way back to June 10th, XDefiant hit 10 million players in less than 2 weeks, according to Mark Rubin at the IGN Live. That was insane. That was absolutely insane, and I don't think many people thought it was gonna do that good overall. It even surprised me, I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't think it'd put up even 1 million players in the first week or two. The COD Killer title that was given to XDefiant looked like it could have been true for a second. Obviously, anybody with half a brain cell knew better, obviously, to then really label this thing the COD Killer and believe it, because Call of Duty has been around for 2+ decades now. Some time passed, though. From June 10th to August 29th, Tom Henderson came out with this article talking about XDefiant is on borrowed time as player numbers decline rapidly. Going into his article, saying that XDefiant was all the buzz when it launched in May 2024. The game exceeded 1 million unique players in the first 2.5 hours, an Ubisoft record, and exceeded over 8 million players in its first week. Later in this article, Henderson goes on to say, one source has told me that the game has been struggling to obtain 20,000 concurrent players across all of its platforms, whereas another said Ubisoft probably be happy with that number, showing decline of the game itself. So believing that this was actually going to kill Call of Duty, was a big stretch. From August 29th to September 28th, Tom Henderson also releasing another article saying Ubisoft says XDefiant has fallen behind expectations. Ubisoft CEO has confirmed that XDefiant has fallen behind expectations amid company struggles. I want to highlight that really quick. Company struggles. I'm going to get back to that here later. In this, Henderson talked about a trading call update, which the CEO answered questions about why the company had reduced its second quarter revenue expectations by 30%. Talking about Star Wars Outlaws, and XDefiant was in that list of it hasn't been doing as good as we wanted it to. Which also, Star Wars Outlaws, I will highlight very quickly. It took a month or more to sell 1 million copies of. So once again, Ubisoft as a company struggling even with other games alongside XDefiant doing it, struggling as well, as Ubisoft confirms it. From September 28th to October 15th, another article had come out. Mark Rubin said, hey, to be crystal clear, there are no plans to shut down after season 4. As he had said, he was literally in meetings as of last week to discuss our year 2 plans. Right there, I do want to highlight that really quick. He was in meetings for XDefiant to discuss year 2 plans. Year 2, as of October 15th. After this tweet, everything had died down a little bit. Nothing had happened. Everything got quiet. The game was doing its own thing. It kept doing updates, kept doing stuff here and there. Then we got the tweet. A couple days ago now, December 3rd, we got this tweet from XDefiant talking about XDefiant is sunsetting, explaining that the servers remain active up until June 3rd, saying refunds will also be happening at the same time. Mark Rubin also let out his own tweet. And you might be wondering as to why this just kind of happened all of a sudden. And please take this next part with a grain of salt, because it is the internet. We don't really know until more official statements come out, which I'm sure they will probably in the next couple weeks or so. Anthony, Blame Truth, talking about, if you're wondering how knee-jerk it was for Ubisoft to can XDefiant, here you go. The devs were informed by higher-ups a day before the announcement, apparently. Season 3 was also going to be the season where Ubi went all in on advertising too. Both claims confirmed by XDev. But it's not surprising, especially because on the Ubisoft websites and on the launcher itself, you can actively see the screenshot he has, the Winter Challenge 2024, where you can join the Winter Challenge and participate in community challenges on Rainbow Six Siege, The Crew, and XDefiant to win rewards. As I have my launcher pulled up right here, actively you can see the challenges. XDefiant is still a part of it as well. This does seem kind of a very quick just pull the plug and worry about it later, which brings me back to Ubisoft as a company. As you can see, their stock price right now is $2.76, which, you know, it looks green, it looks good, right? And then you go back to 1 month and it is down 4.3% in the past month. In the past 6 months, it is down 44%. In the past year, it's down 48%, and in the last 5 years, it's down 78%. When you pull its lifetime up right around here back in 2020, 2021, their stock was over $20, and since then, you can kind of see they have been failing as a business ever since, along with Ubisoft failing as a company. An article from Insider Gaming, done by Mark Straw, talking about Ubisoft buyout talks continue as stock trading temporarily halted, explaining that the company is essentially looking for a buyout or solution because the company sucks and they're failing, and it's a failing business, and they are slowly but surely going to fail. It seems inevitable at this point, especially if Assassin's Creed fails miserably at launch in February, I'm pretty sure, of next year. If that fails miserably, the company will more than likely file for bankruptcy. I'm surprised that they haven't already somehow. Also, with the devs coming out and talking about stuff, Nytefallls did a video on devs reveal what really happened. Great video. He tweeted out saying, "Hey devs, would you love to come and talk to me and say, hey, what happened? Why did it get canned so just quickly all of a sudden, especially with right around the corner? It was like 2 weeks or so away from the brand new season dropping." Some devs DM'd him and they had conversations about it. Obviously, they all stayed anonymous, just like Anthony's devs did. So please go check out this video. He goes in more depth into some stuff that he actually talked on with the devs directly. But he explains here where Ubisoft is pretty much getting ready to be bought out and they're liquidating assets, and that is a good key point and reason as to why Ubisoft shut down XDefiant. They just simply closed it all down to try and stay alive for a little bit longer, more than likely, because the business is failing. They have been a failing business for a very long time now. XDefiant's future, in my eyes, is pretty much set and done in stone. Unless someone comes and buys this IP, or Ubisoft gets sold finally to Tencent, or anyone else who wants to come and buy this failing business to acquire all of their assets and all of their IPs, then we could see a chance of XDefiant coming back. Obviously, the game was not fully finished when this game came out. We can all agree with that. I've said that so many times that the game is not perfect. It never was perfect. I got over it though. I kept playing it because I was having fun. Not everyone is going to agree with that though, and that is completely understandable. We are all different human beings with different perspectives, and we're all going to have different thoughts on stuff like this. An unfinished product that was probably shouldn't have been released yet. They should have waited probably another year or so, and it would have been a lot better. COD Killer title might have stuck a little better and meant more if the game was finished, along with more content for Siege mode, as we were about to just get, literally. But at the end of the day, Ubisoft as a company they're failing. They are just simply failing altogether, and they're just trying to probably wait out until Assassin's Creed comes out. Like also Nightfall touched on that in that video. With the new Assassin's Creed trying to come out, they are probably waiting to see if Assassin's Creed does good or not. If it fails miserably, I'm more than likely the company's gonna get sold almost immediately. If it somehow does good and at least keeps them afloat for another year or two, they'll probably stay alive for a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, they're cutting loose ends. Fired anywhere between 177 to 277 Ubisoft workers, shut down 2 studios, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they pulled the plug on the entire game itself. So that's massive amounts of layoffs right there as is. All in all, it sucks, obviously. The delusion now that I had for the game staying alive, I'm now gonna put it towards someone buying Ubisoft. Once again, delusional, I know, and I'm okay with that. But is it gonna happen? Probably not, I'll be honest. At the end of the day, it is what it is. XDefiant performed very well at first, and slowly but surely died out, and Ubisoft just simply didn't want to keep funding it. If the game was fully finished and had a lot more content to it, this probably would have never happened at the end of the day. Instead of just waiting a little bit longer to see what happens, they just can't. And it sucks, but it is what it is.